If you guys need a guide on defeating the Celestial Pillars in Terraria, stay tuned. What is going on, guys? Stormcat here, and before I get into this Terraria tutorial, please hit that subscribe button if you do enjoy this video and want more tutorials on Terraria bosses and weapons. Also remember, there is a gift card giveaway at 3,000 subscribers, so share it with your friends so they have a chance at winning. Without further ado, into the tutorial. Okay, so in order to spawn Celestial Pillars, you guys will have to defeat the Lunatic Cultist. If you need a guide on the Lunatic Cultist, there will be one on my channel. Once you have defeated the Lunatic Cultist, you will have 4 pillars instantly spawn in your world. One being Solar, one being Nebula, one being Vortex, and one being Stardust. It is very important which one you attack first. It will be according to the class you play in Terraria. You will want to defeat your class's pillar first in order to gain high tier weapons. So guys, we will go over the Solar Pillar first, which is meant for the melee class. So guys, the Solar Pillar will be the orange ones, and it will have Crawltipedes, Corites, Dracanians, and Dracomyres. The Crawltipedes is the enemy you need to look out for. This is the enemy that will come at you only if you are flying, so stay on the ground during this fight as much as possible. Corites deal larger amounts of damage and dash directly towards the player. This is another enemy you need to look out for because they can travel through blocks and they are very hard to escape. Most of the time they will spawn under you and dash towards you, and this is where you have to resist flying so that the Crawltipedes do not come towards you. I recommend using a direct hit weapon so that you can kill them when they dash towards you. Most of the enemies of the Solar Pillar are very fast, so I recommend having good movement speed and immunity to knockback. The Solar Pillar will drop 12 to 60 solar fragments, which is used to make weapons and armor of the melee class. Next up, guys, is the Vortex Pillar. This pillar will give you armor and weapons for the Ranger class. Most of the enemies of the Vortex Pillar are relatively harmless, but these are the two you need to be careful with. The Alien Queen can give you a distorted debuff, which makes you hover in place so that enemies can attack you, not allowing you to fly upwards or float downwards. The Alien Queen will spawn 3 alien larvae when killed, which will grow into alien hornets and into more alien queens if they are left for too long. So when you kill the Alien Queen, make sure to also kill the larvae so that they don't grow into more alien queens. I recommend using any gun with chlorophyte bullets so that they seek out these larvae and make sure they are killed. Along with these weapons, I recommend chlorophyte armor or above. This could be Spectre armor for mages, turtle armor for melee, and Shroomite armor for ranger, but it is not required to beat them. The Vortex Pillar can drop you anywhere from 12 to 60 Vortex fragments. These Vortex fragments are used to craft a bow, a gun, and ranger armor. The bow you can craft is one of my favorites. It is the Phantasm, and the gun is the Vortex Beater. The Vortex Beater is one of the best ranger weapons in the game. I highly recommend crafting it. Next up, guys, is the Stardust Pillar, and the Stardust Pillar will drop you the fragments you need to make the best summoning weapons and summoning armor. For this pillar, I recommend the same armor and any weapon that shoots multiple projectiles. The reason I recommend this is because many of these Stardust Pillar enemies will split into multiple enemies. Only using a single hit melee weapon will make it difficult to take care of this pillar. 2 enemies I recommend you looking out for are the Twinkle Popper and the Milky Way Weaver. The Twinkle Popper, along with dealing contact damage, releases a small enemy called a Twinkle that chases players and explodes to deal heavy damage. The Milky Way Weaver is similar to the Crawltipede by flying and attacking players in mid-air, but it is smaller and can only be damaged from the head. Those are the 2 main enemies you need to look out for. The other 2 aren't very dangerous. Getting fragments from this pillar, you can craft one of the best summoning weapons called the Stardust Dragon. You will also be able to craft Stardust armor, which allows you to have more minions. This pillar will drop you anywhere from 12 to 60 Stardust fragments. Lastly guys is the Nebula Pillar. This pillar will grant you access to the best magical weapons and armor in the game. Along with the rest of the pillars, this pillar will drop you 12 to 60 Nebula fragments. The two enemies I recommend you look out for are the Brain Sucklers and the Nebula Floater. The Brain Sucklers can attach themselves to the player, inflicting the Obstructed debuff. This will make it so that almost all of your screen is completely black and you will not be able to see. The Nebula Floater shoots lasers that move very fast and deal large amounts of damage. The Nebula Floater will teleport around the player, making it difficult to dodge. Again, for this pillar, I recommend a weapon that can take care of crowd control, which is large groups of enemies so that you are hitting multiple at once. I recommend bringing many weapons to the pillars fight so that you can deal with every type of situation. As far as Nebula fragments go, you will be able to craft the Nebula Arcanum, the Nebula Blaze, and the Nebula Armor. Each set does have its own hamax and pickaxe, but I wasn't going to mention all four of them because they are relatively the same, they just have different skins. They are all the highest tier pickaxe and can mine anything in the game. I hope this video was helpful in defeating the pillars for you guys. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please drop a like and subscribe for more tutorials. The Moonlord video is next. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in the next video.